As the sun begins its slow descent toward the horizon, painting the sky in soft hues of pink and gold, you find yourself drawn into the gentle embrace of a quiet evening in the Lavender Fields. The air is warm and still, carrying the faint, soothing scent of blooming lavender that mingles with the earthy aroma of sun-warmed soil. Imagine the vast expanse of purple blooms stretching out before you, undulating like a serene sea under the light breeze. Each flower head sways lazily, releasing whispers of fragrance that seem to wrap around you like a comforting blanket. The distant hum of bees fades into a peaceful lull, and the occasional chirp of a bird settling for the night adds a melodic layer to the tranquility. In this idyllic corner of the countryside, where rolling hills meet quiet meadows, lives Elara, a kind-hearted herbalist whose days are spent tending to the gifts of the earth. Elara is in her mid-50s, with silver-streaked hair tied back in a loose braid, and eyes that hold the wisdom of countless seasons. Her hands, calloused yet gentle, move with practiced ease among the plants. She wears a simple cotton dress, faded from years of sun and use, and a wide-brimmed hat that casts a soft shadow over her face. Elara's personality is one of quiet nurturing. She speaks in measured tones, always listening more than she talks, offering insights that feel like balm to a weary soul. Today, as every day, she wanders her small herb garden bordering the lavender fields, clipping sprigs of rosemary and thyme, their sharp, invigorating scents cutting through the floral haze. Not far from Elara's modest cottage, a thoughtful wanderer named Theo makes his way along a dirt path lined with wildflowers. Theo is a man in his early 40s, with a weathered backpack slung over one shoulder and boots dusted from miles of travel. His face, framed by a short beard, bears the lines of someone who has pondered life's deeper questions under open skies. Theo is introspective and reserved, yet there's a warmth in his smile that invites connection. He's not one for grand adventures. Instead, he seeks the subtle beauties of the world, the way light filters through leaves or the sound of wind rustling grass. Drawn to this place by whispers from fellow travelers, Theo hopes the Lavender Fields will offer a respite from the quiet restlessness that has followed him from the city. As the evening light softens, Theo pauses at the edge of the fields, inhaling deeply. The lavender's perfume is almost tangible, a velvety sweetness that eases the tension in his shoulders. He spots Elara in the distance, her figure silhouetted against the glowing horizon, and feels an inexplicable pull to approach. With unhurried steps, he crosses the field, the soft crunch of earth underfoot grounding him in the moment. "Good evening," Theo calls softly, not wanting to startle her. His voice is low and steady, carrying a hint of curiosity. Elara looks up from her basket, her eyes crinkling at the corners with a welcoming smile. "Well, hello there. You must be a traveler. The fields have a way of calling to those who need them. I'm Elara. What brings you to this quiet corner?" Theo nods, setting his backpack down gently on the grass. The blades are cool and slightly damp from the evening dew beginning to form. "I'm Theo. I've been wandering, looking for places like this, where the world slows down. The scent alone, it's like breathing in peace." Elara chuckles softly, a sound like the gentle ripple of a stream. Ah, lavender has that gift. It soothes the mind and mends the spirit. Come, sit with me if you'd like. There's no rush here. As they settle on a weathered wooden bench near her garden, the sun dips lower, casting long shadows that dance across the purple blooms. The air grows cooler, a refreshing contrast to the day's warmth, and the first stars begin to peek through the twilight sky. Theo and Elara sit in companionable silence for a moment, watching as the lavender fields transform under the fading light. The flowers seem to glow with an inner luminescence, their petals soft and velvety to the touch if one were to reach out. A light breeze stirs, carrying the mingled scents of lavender and nearby chamomile, creating a natural incense that invites deeper breaths. "Tell me about yourself, Theo," Elara says eventually, her voice as calm as the evening. She plucks a lavender stem and rubs it between her fingers, releasing a burst of fragrance that wafts toward him. Theo leans back, feeling the rough texture of the bench against his back. "I've spent years in the city, working in an office that felt more like a cage. Numbers and deadlines, always chasing something intangible. Lately, I've been walking through forests along rivers, just to remember what quiet feels like. This place, it's exactly what I needed." Elara nods thoughtfully, her eyes reflecting the golden light. "The earth has a way of reminding us of our root. I've lived here all my life, tending these fields and my garden. Herbs are my companions. They teach patience and resilience. Lavender, especially, it's not just beautiful, it heals, eases worries, invites dreams." As they talk, a third figure approaches from the village path, a young woman named Lila, Elara's neighbor and occasional helper. Lila is in her late 20s, with curly auburn hair that catches the last rays of sun and a freckled face that lights up with genuine enthusiasm. She's optimistic and curious, always eager to learn and share, her energy a gentle spark in the calm evening. Dressed in a light sweater and jeans, she carries a small basket of fresh bread from the village bakery. "Elara, I brought some loaves. They're still warm," Lila calls, her voice bright but not intrusive, like a soft melody blending with the rustle of leaves. Elara waves her over. "Lila, perfect timing. Meet Theo, a wanderer who's found his way to our fields." Lila smiles warmly, setting the basket down and joining them on the grass. The ground is soft and yielding, dotted with tiny wildflowers that release a faint, sweet aroma when brushed. "Nice to meet you, Theo. I'm Lila. I live just down the hill. These evenings in the lavender fields are my favorite. Everything feels so alive yet so peaceful." Theo returns the smile, feeling the warmth of the bread as Lila offers him a piece. It's crusty on the outside, soft within, with a subtle hint of rosemary that complements the surrounding scents. "Thank you. It's rare to find such kindness in strangers." The three of them share the bread, the simple act fostering a sense of connection. As the sky deepens to a velvety blue, Elara suggests a gentle walk through the fields. "Let's gather some lavender for tea." The evening blooms are the most potent. They rise slowly, no hurry in their movements. The path through the fields is narrow, lined with rows of lavender bushes that brush against their legs, leaving behind a faint, powdery residue on their clothes. The leaves are slightly fuzzy, cool to the touch, and the flowers yield easily as Elara demonstrates how to clip them without harm. "See here," Elara says, her fingers deft and respectful. You take just the top, where the essence is strongest. Feel the stem, sturdy yet flexible, like life itself. Theo tries it, the snip of the shears a quiet, satisfying sound. The release scent is immediate and enveloping, a mix of floral sweetness and herbal depth that soothes his thoughts. It's meditative, isn't it? Focusing on this one thing. Lila nods, her eyes scanning the horizon where fireflies begin to flicker like distant stars brought to earth. Absolutely. I come here when my mind races. The village is small, but life still pulls in directions. Work at the bakery, helping my family. These fields remind me to breathe, to connect with what's real. As they walk, the conversation flows naturally, like the breeze weaving through the blooms. Theo shares stories of his travels. The misty mornings in a pine forest where dew dripped from needles like gentle rain, or the sandy beaches where waves lapped rhythmically, erasing footprints and worries alike. His voice is steady, each word chosen with care, painting pictures that invite the others to visualize. Elara listens, then offers her own tales. When I was younger, I dreamed of cities, of bustling markets. But I stayed and found my adventures here. Once, during a summer storm, the fields turned silver under the rain, each drop carrying the lavender's scent into the air. It was like the earth was sharing its secrets. Lila laughs softly, a sound that blends with the distant call of an owl. I remember that storm. I was just a girl, hiding under my blanket. Now I see beauty in the rain. It nourishes everything. They pause at a small clearing, where a wooden swing hangs from an old oak tree at the field's edge. The tree's bark is rough and textured, etched with years of growth, and its leaves whisper overhead. Lila gives the swing a gentle push, the creak of the ropes a comforting rhythm. Sit, Theo, she invites. Feel the motion. It's like being cradled by the evening. Theo obliges, the seat smooth from use, swaying back and forth with a hypnotic slowness. The motion eases any remaining tension, and he closes his eyes briefly, inhaling the layered scents. Lavender dominant, undercut by oak moss and distant wood smoke from the village. As night deepens, stars emerge one by one, twinkling against the indigo canvas. The group continues their gathering, baskets filling with lavender bundles that rustle softly. They speak of hopes, Theo's desire for a simpler life, perhaps settling somewhere like this, Elara's quiet wish to pass on her knowledge, Lila's optimism for small joys like baking bread that brings smiles. There's hope in these fields, Elara says softly, tying a bundle with twine. The fiber is coarse yet pliable in her hand. No matter the season, they bloom again. It's a reminder that tranquility isn't found. It's cultivated, one moment at a time. Theo nods, feeling a warmth in his chest, not from the air, but from the shared understanding. And connection. I thought wandering meant solitude, but tonight it's the opposite. Lila smiles, her eyes reflecting starlight. We're all wanderers in a way, finding our paths. This evening proves it. They meander back toward Elara's cottage, the path illuminated by moonlight that turns the lavender to silvery waves. Crickets chirp in harmonious chorus, and the air cools further, prompting Lila to pull her sweater closer, its wool soft against her skin. Inside the cottage, the atmosphere is cozy and inviting. The walls are lined with shelves of dried herbs, their scents a subtle undercurrent, sage's earthiness, mint's freshness. Elara lights a lantern, its warm glow casting flickering shadows that dance like gentle spirits. They prepare tea, the water simmering softly on the stove, bubbles rising with a quiet murmur. As the lavender steeps, releasing tendrils of steam scented with calm, they sit around a wooden table worn smooth by years. The tea is hot but not scalding, its flavor mild and floral, sliding down like liquid serenity. Sip slowly, Elara advises. Let it work its magic. Theo does, feeling the warmth spread through him, easing muscles he hadn't realized were tense. The conversation turns to dreams, literal and figurative. Lila shares a childhood memory of stargazing, wishing on falling stars for endless summers. Theo speaks of aspiring to write about his journeys, capturing moments like this. Elara recounts herbal lore, how lavender has been a companion through joys and sorrows, always offering solace. Hours pass unnoticed, the outside world hushed. Fireflies at the windows, their lights pulsing softly. The group's bond feels natural, forged in the quiet sharing of selves. As the teacups empty and yawns begin to surface, the evening draws to a peaceful close. The lavender fields outside lie still under the moon's gentle watch, the blooms resting in quiet repose. Theo rises, his backpack feeling lighter, his spirit buoyed by the connections made. "Thank you both," he says, his voice soft with gratitude. "This quiet evening in the lavender fields, it's given me more than I sought." Elara smiles, placing a bundle of lavender in his hand. "Carry it with you. Let it remind you of tranquility's embrace." Lila hugs him briefly, her embrace warm and sincere. "Come back anytime. Paths like these are meant to cross again." They part at the door, Theo stepping into the cool night air, the stars overhead a vast, comforting canopy. He walks slowly back through the fields, the lavender brushing his legs like a farewell whisper. The scents linger on his skin, the memories etched in his heart, a subtle message that hope blooms in unexpected places, connections heal, and tranquility is always within reach. As sleep beckons, let this story guide you into restful dreams, where lavender fields stretch endlessly under peaceful skies. To drift into more peaceful tales, subscribe to Sleep Dream Stories for more soothing stories.